Now it's time for our reading body language strategies for the week, and you're really going to like these. Wow! This week we're going to be talking about 2 body language signals or tells that people exhibit when they're feeling under pressure because maybe what they're saying isn't as honest and forthcoming as it could be. And the first one that we're going to be talking about is the nose pull. The nose pull, or the nose scratch, or the nose whatever, is a signal, it's a tell, that's what they call it, what we call it, that somebody is uncomfortable with what they're saying, most often because they're lying, because when we tell a lie, what happens is the capillaries in the nose expand, and that causes our mucous membranes to dry up and causes discomfort. And all of this happens so quickly, that's why people kind of feel almost a twinge in their nose. Remember that when people are showing tells, whether it's they're scratching their neck, or they're doing this with their nose, or they're self-soothing, whatever people do as tells, it's not just a nervous tic for nothing. It's because when we communicate, there are biochemical, physiological responses connected with everything we say and do. Everything. And when we are telling a lie, our body goes through certain changes. We have certain reactions that occur in our bodies. One of those reactions is, in the nose, our capillaries expand, causing us to feel sudden itches. So it's not that people are just doing it as a nervous tic. When people feel uncomfortable because they're telling a lie, they actually get itchy noses. Therefore, remember the next time you're asking somebody questions in an information gathering session, or someone's telling you a story, and you're judging whether or not they're telling the truth, any signs that they're playing with their nose or doing something like that, not always, of course. Sometimes people have nasal issues that are not caused by what they're saying. However, if you're suspecting that somebody might be telling you a lie, and you notice them doing the old nose pull, it's caused by physiological involuntary bodily responses that occur when somebody is dishonest and maybe telling a lie. Look for the nose pull, and remember, if you find yourself in a situation where you're really struggling with being honest and telling the truth, and you feel your nose start to twitch, don't scratch it. It's a dead giveaway. And the last body language signal that we'll be talking about reading this week is the nostril display. You know how when the certain animals, want to show dominance, they want to show they're the leaders, the alphas, they display certain parts of their body. Like for example, the peacock will display his feathers to the female peacock. Apes will display certain parts of their bodies to other apes to show them many different things, and human beings are the same way. I'll go back to my sister-in-law, Michelle O'Connor. Since we're talking about family today, she is somebody who I love to watch communicate, and she sends many clear signals about how she feels about things. She's the person who beats around the bush the least about how she feels about things that I know of. And one of the things that I find very interesting and amusing about how she communicates is she tends to put her nose up in the air, literally, when she feels as though she's talking to people that are beneath her. And we all do that. When we feel as though we're speaking to somebody who's somehow beneath us or not worthy of us, we tend to tilt our heads back, which then displays our nostrils. So we actually display our nostrils when we believe that somebody is beneath us. We're tilting our head up, but the end result is you see their nostrils. Now, having said that, I realize that some people have naturally turned up noses, so they're not going around being snooty all the time. That's just how their nose is. But under normal circumstances, when you start to see the round nostrils, it's because people feel as though you might not be at their level. When we feel as though somebody is worthy of our respect, our honor, and we want to demonstrate that, most of us, again, subconsciously, tilt our heads down. Because remember that we have been trained for thousands and thousands of years to communicate visually, not verbally. Visual is the visual signs that we send are much, much, much more powerful than the words that we speak. Remember, the words are about 7% of our message. The visual component to our message is over 50% of the message we're sending. And when we hold someone in very high esteem, we tend to tilt our heads down a little bit, look up at them, and you see more of the bridge of the nose, not the nostrils of the nose. So you can think of it any way you want to, as somebody tilting their head up or down, but what it's going to come down to is, what are you seeing? The nostrils or the bridge of the nose? And that tends to tell you what they think of you. So if you want to project the image more of, I'd like to show you as though I'm holding you in high esteem, whether it's a customer or your boss or a client or a prospect or whomever it may be, remember, this tends to show people I really hold you in high esteem. This tends to send, I think I'm better than you. Now, having said that, this camera is higher than where I'm sitting, so I tend to have to look up to see it perfectly. So in this particular case, I'm not showing you I'm snooty, I'm simply looking at the camera.